Hello and welcome to today's stream. So I'm just going to be going over a couple things that I'm looking at right now because there's some important stuff happening on Poloniex and the main exchanges that I use. So I just wanted to be covering that live since it's pretty big stuff that's going on, you know. Poloniex is just is being really laggy right now, and it's it's just frustrating to have stuff like this happen. You know, I don't know the people that run Poloniex personally. Hold on. Oops. But I do think that they've tried to make a good interface, but it scares me when they can't handle this much volume. But they've had money from fees for so long that you'd think they'd be able to upgrade their servers. So it is a little nerve-wracking. Again, this is why I have a video on whether you can trust exchanges or not. And honestly, for now, you can't trust centralized data. You just can't trust centralized databases in general, and that's what this is. That's why we have Bitcoin, is because we don't like centralized databases, right? So, is my microphone working? Make sure the volume is okay. Let's see, live streaming. The Discord chat is getting better and better every day, so huge shout out to everybody on there. I'll go ahead and drop the link real quick, but honestly, it's fun to see how much this chat room grows, and now we've got moderators and also any winner of my competitions. Right now I'm doing a competition. You can watch my last video to see what it is, but basically until on Friday the 7th of April, I'm just having a logo design contest, and it has to be 500 by 500 pixels, and it has to do with like altitude or something, along the lines of mountains and cryptocurrency and trading. But just get creative with it. You can draw or whatever. But yeah, the winners of those competitions will get a green tag on the Discord chat. So there's that, and then also anybody that donates to me gets the donation tag. So just a couple things I wanted to point out on the Discord, but this is some crazy stuff happening right now, with all the stuff going on with Poloniex. See, like right now I have Poloniex open, right? But some people can't even access it. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Anyways. Yeah, people are... Okay, cool. People are saying Poloniex is DDoS. I don't know exactly how much of that is fact, but I will say that that's what Poloniex has stated. So if you go to their Twitter, you can see that that's what they're stating has happened. But you have to remember that this is the type of thing that trusting Poloniex as a company, right? The idea behind cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology is trustless systems. So a system in which you don't have to trust an exchange. Right now, we have to trust Poloniex with our funds. If the money is in Poloniex, it's in Poloniex, and if Poloniex crashes, the money goes with it. So, well, they keep it on their databases, but if all of the information and data is erased off their databases, your money is. So that's why you have to own the keys. That's why I recommend downloading wallets and actually using the wallets to the cryptos that you're using or holding. Let me just get on to Polo here, see if it'll even let me log in. Sorry, we're unable to connect. So I can't even log in right now on Poloniex. I had some margin trades open, and I just noticed that I couldn't close margin trades. Let's see. I need to change the live stream name. Poloniex lag and down. Or Poloniex lag. Alright, there we go. Oh man. Honestly, that's an excellent question. A good alternative to Poloniex. This is one that I use and recommend checking out. Bitterx.com. Obviously, it's still a centralized exchange, so you have to trust this exchange still. And until there's, see, I would just say everybody go to bitshares.com and we all just start using this, but we all would have to start using this, because if there isn't, or not bitshares.com, yeah, bitshares.org. I would just tell everybody to go to bitshares.org and download BitShares. And I do want you to, actually. I think it's awesome, and I recommend checking it out. They'll be able to handle a ton of volume with the way that this is set up, and it's a trustless system. It's based on blockchain technology, so you don't have to trust the exchange to hold your funds. But yeah, you just go to BitShares, and then you can create a new account here, and you can pick what type of account you want. And this is a decentralized exchange. But the thing is if there isn't volume, then you basically can't make money, because there has to be the volume there to make money off of trading, right? Because somebody has to buy your Bitcoin. Somebody has to trade their, say it's Monero versus Bitcoin. Somebody has to give you their Monero for your Bitcoin. It's like actually exchanging. It's not like a CTF or anything, right, where you're trading against the idea of something. With an exchange, you have to have somebody else willing to pay X amount XMR for X amount Bitcoin, right? So you have to have somebody there on the other end willing to trade. Let's see, the account model uses for generate private keys. You under one account. Wallet. I'm just looking at this. BitShares account. Okay, account name. I'm just gonna quickly create an account here. But this is really a big thing, because if you we think back at Mt. Gox or Cryptsy and all of these exchanges that have screwed people over in the past, and there comes a certain point when people are it's not supported by, this is a premium name, at least one dash, Dallin, there, let's try that. So there comes a certain point when people get sick and tired of the system, right? If you think about why we use Bitcoin versus banks, it's because other fiat currencies are crashing around the world, and so people don't trust banks. So that's why we're switching to Bitcoin. This is the same thing with a centralized exchange. If we could all get on decentralized exchanges down the road, maybe we have to kind of stick to these ones for a little while, because you have to make, we're doing this to make money, and without the volume, until there's enough volume on those exchanges like BitShares, you can't do that. So yeah, let me quickly try signing in another time here. Anybody got any questions for me? Say at High Altitude INV, so I know you're talking to me, or at High Altitude Investing on the live chat here, so I know you're talking to me. And you know, this has happened before. I also want to note that this has happened before on Poloniex, and it's not like I've lost all my trust in Poloniex as an exchange. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to FUD Poloniex, but it is frustrating that they can't handle that type of volume. I would hope that they'd be able to handle it, and hopefully they can fix it soon. It's DDoS, but it's also volume, because it's the combination between the two, right? So if anybody's on the website, then that's a connection. Well, let me log in. That's good. If somebody's on the website, then that's a connection, right? And it's just their servers can't handle a certain amount of connections. So if there's a certain amount of connections and DDoSing on top of that, then they can only handle a certain load, you know, before their servers will have problems. But it looks like it is back, kind of like half back. You know, it's still just as laggy as ever, but at least it's loaded right now, so that's good. But yeah, BitterX is one that I use. It doesn't have quite as much volume, but it has more than, you know, more than just like tiny exchanges, because there's tons of tiny exchanges all over. So if we go to coinmarketcap.com, you can click under markets, and this is an excellent way to find exchanges. So as you can see here, there's a bunch of different exchanges under these markets, and if you're looking to trade a certain coin, like say I'm looking to trade, you know, Dash, then I just go under markets, or right here I'll drop the link in the chat for you guys. If you want to, you know, look for another exchange, this is a pretty easy way to. How long are you looking to hold Stellar? It is a pretty good, as far as, it depends, you know, entry points are very dependent on two things. Whether, you know, how long you plan on holding it. So if you plan on holding it for a really long time, it isn't, you know, the probability of it going above a certain point, if it's a, you know, feasible technology to continue increasing in value, above a certain point that you're entering at, the probability of it going higher than that is higher than, if, you know, than the probability of it going higher than a certain point in a day, right? So the more time there is, the more chance you have of something hitting that value. So that's why, if you think super long term, a lot of entries can be really good. Now Stellar does look pretty bullish right now, but let's look at the different candlesticks here. Not the different candlesticks, the different chart here. What am I saying? It's been a long day already. It's only 1 o'clock here in Utah. BitterX is laggy as well. See, this we need something better, honestly. Like, we really do. But if these websites will, you know, at least update their servers, you know, like at least make it so that we don't have as much lag. I don't understand all of the technical side of the servers, you know. I've done a little work in servers, and I know my way around computers pretty well, but I wouldn't say I'm an expert on the matter. So I don't understand exactly what level of, you know, upgrading they would need to do to handle this. Let's see, what was I doing? Stellar. What do you mean, how much do I recommend for margin trading? Yeah, so basically that's what's been going on in the crypto world today so far. Is Poloniex left us, and looks like it's kind of slowly coming back. it's kind of been a snail lately. You can check out BitShares. Hopefully that starts picking up in volume and usage, because these types of issues, just there comes a certain point where it's just not acceptable. People lost a lot of money just off lag or the website not being there for a little while. So uptime is extremely important in exchanges, and something like BitShares has zero downtime. It's impossible for it to be down, right? It's like Bitcoin. So uptime is super, super important, and for exchanges, and if you can't have any downtime, then that's even better. Yes, this looks like a pretty good entry for Stellar right now. It looks like big money bought in around here, but this doesn't look bad on the day trade. Let me look at a couple indicators here though to give you why I would suggest this idea. All right. So sometimes I have to just kind of look at the chart. See, this is a story. Every chart is a story of people's emotion behind the price it's at and how invested they are in what price they entered at. So if I invest in Ripple right here, Stellar right here, then I'm gonna naturally psychologically be more inclined to seeing the chart go above this point. So I want it to go higher, and so therefore you can kind of blindside yourself to the fact that it's going to go higher. But really, if I enter right here, who's the person that has less risk? The person that entered right here, or the person that entered right here? The person that entered down here has way less risk than the person that entered up here. And so basically this is an alright entry point, like if depending on your trading style and how long you want to hold, that's not a bad entry point, but obviously you want to look for primary entry points like right here. This is when the real money was coming in earlier. That's when the real money started to go in. I believe I shouted it out somewhere around here or here. So this is when a lot of money really started to come in, and then this is, people that bought right here are already thinking to sell right here. And people that bought right here are already thinking to sell right here. So, that's the way you kind of have to look at it. If you buy right here and it's right here, you're just not going to want to sell because you're going to be like, oh, but it could go back up, right? So entry point is really important. And if you don't have an asset trade, so you don't have a trade that you bought in at, you don't have a trade that you bought in at a cheaper price than it's at now, then you have to be really careful of how long you want to hold that, because it can screw you over. And set your stop losses too. I have a video on stop losses, and I highly recommend my video called How to Manage Trades for Maximum Profit. I talk a lot about how you can set up an asset trade. So if you enter a position right here, and then you can set a stop loss right here, and then the coin comes to right here, this is an asset trade, right? We're in all of this profit along here, and if indeed it did come back down, I would still close out in profit because my stop is set above my entry. So that's what an asset trade is, okay? This could be a little bottom thing right here, and it could swing up right here on a short-term move, but it's just, that's all spec, right? That's all speculation. If I did enter right here and the coin starts to go up and it proves me correctly, so if you do enter right here and the coin starts to go up and it proves you correctly, then you can therefore bring up your stop loss to once it breaks a new high and breaks into new support and resistance, you can bring your stop loss a little bit up, and then have a trade that makes you money either way. So that's the ultimate goal, right? See, it didn't prove correct, and it fell off. So that's when you exit your trade and look for something else. Look for a better entry somewhere. So it's really just about accepting when you're wrong, because when you buy and hold something, unless it's your strategy to just buy and hold forever, you'll forget to accept when you can't accept that you're wrong if you buy something and you're like, oh, but I still think it's gonna go up. I'm gonna hold it till tomorrow because I feel like it's gonna go up. I feel like it's gonna go up. You feel that way because you're invested in the idea of it going up. You can't be invested in the idea of it going any direction. You just want to look for a good spot to hop in, and if it goes the direction you want it to, then you can bring up your stop loss and therefore have a profitable trade. But if it doesn't go the direction that you're expecting it to, then you take your losses out and you get out of that trade, especially for day trading. That's really important. So those are some things to keep in mind. That's why personally I make better decisions when I'm day trading generally than if I do a long-term investment. I mean a long-term investment, and by long-term I mean about like a few months. A long-term investment, like what I've done with Bitcoin, is just buy, hold, buy, hold, buy, hold, and I don't care if it goes to zero. But you have to not care if it goes to zero. That's the only way you can do that. Because if you care about it going in a certain direction, then you can't just buy and hold forever. There's too much psychological emotion behind it. Or at least I can't. For me, the best way to do it is I buy it and I forget about it and just decide that it's basically already at zero, right? And then maybe down the road I sell if I really, really feel like it, if I've made a bunch of money. That's how I do long-term trading. But for day trading, you have to think differently. You can't be invested in the concept of something. See any other questions? Yeah, stop losses are great when they work. If you look at my video on stop losses, in the description there's how you can make a stop loss actually trigger more often. It basically, you want high volume. It is true that if you can't get a stop loss to trigger because there isn't enough volume, then you're screwed. But that's why price alerts. Let me show you guys a little trick. So if you sign up for TradingView, which I highly recommend, I'll drop the link right here. Sign up for tradingview.com. This is how I do price alerts. I get a text right to my phone when it hits a certain price. So that way, even if my stop loss didn't go off, I can hurry and hop on the exchange and sell out still before it goes way too quick, way too far down, too quick for me to catch it. So the way that I set alerts is you sign up for TradingView, you go to a chart. The way you do that is you just search right here in the top right, find your chart, click interactive chart, it'll bring it up. And then when you're on your chart here, see on the right hand side, this price line, there's this little black thing, this little like dark gray black square that indicates the price that your mouse is at. So let's say I want to set an alert for right here. I click right here, so that's at 290 Satoshi, and I click add alert, and then I double click on this alert, and I click crossing under the condition. I click less than. So this is if it falls below 290 Satoshi, if STR falls below 290 Satoshi, then I will have it alert me by email and text message. And then I press done, and I will get an alert when it hits this price. I'll just text it to my phone, and that's pretty useful. I highly recommend that. If you have a stop loss and an alert, at least you have kind of like a backup plan for that. But so the moral of the story today, guys, for like Poloniex and everything with the exchange stuff, is honestly like exchanges can be like there are trusted exchanges. You don't want to be too, you don't want to get too overboard with that, but it just is better to have a trustless system. So something distributed and decentralized like BitShares. And I think we're going to see that in the future, because why wouldn't we? Blockchain technology just keeps getting more and more adapted. So I think that we will see decentralized exchanges. But for now, you just want to look for the one that you can trust the most, basically. If you can find one that you can really trust, and that's the best way for now until we can get to trustless systems. But yeah, the moral of the story is, if you make some money trading and you've made your profit, pull it out and send it to your Bitcoin wallet on your computer. Keep your funds on your computer. And if you're going long term, and you're like, oh, well, I don't want to think like that because I'm thinking long term, and so all of my money is in Poloniex right now and it's a pain. Well, I'm here to tell you that you want to find at least a wallet that has, multiple coins. There's multiple coin wallets. Multiple coin. There's multiple coin wallets, so you could put, some coinomy. I'll drop the link right here. Minimize risk, exactly. That's the goal, is to minimize risk. Risk management is a key factor in trading. No, I am not mining any coins currently, though I was mining Bitcoin for the past year and quit recently. And even hard wallets, you're right that hardware wallets are better. So like Ledger or Trezor are way better than software wallets. But software wallets, at least it isn't run by somebody else's server. It's run by your server, which is your computer. So you can at least trust that you're handling your computer in a better way, right? You can at least trust that you know how to manage your computer. And that's why I recommend stuff like Linux. Right now I'm using Windows, but honestly, Linux is a much better option for that type of stuff. I'm just waiting to, I'm saving up for a Mac right now because I have to do video editing for YouTube. But yeah, that's besides the point. Anyways, so let's see, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, you want to keep all of your money on your computer or on a hardware wallet, because it's much safer that way. And if you ever have something like Poloniex just crash, your funds are gone, and that would be a terrible thing. I hate to see anybody lose money. My goal in this channel is to maximize everybody making money. We all want to make money. Oh, so it looks like Stellar may be finding its entry point now. Looks like it bounced off of this very well. So, what you want to do is you would have wanted to hop in on Stellar like right here, and since it's proved you correctly in this trade, you hold it, and you hold it until it comes up into a point, and depending on your trading style and your trading plan, you would either then sell or bring up your stop loss, and set a price alert, since stop losses don't always work. And with a price alert, you can at least get to your computer or your phone in time to do that. So yeah. And again, BitterX and BitShares are some exchanges to check out. But that's basically today's stream. I just wanted to go over a couple things. Jax.io is another good one. I don't know if they're working with Monero though, which was one thing I didn't like as much. But I think that was Monero's fault. I think Monero just didn't want to work with them or something like that. I don't remember exactly what happened, but Jax is another good one. But yeah, basically be very, very careful and very smart with how you go about trusting other servers and databases is what I wanted to talk about. Now, I am still making a video today, so be expecting that. The video is going to be on momentum trading. So it's basically, well, it's going to be called How to Trade Pumping Coins. So if a coin is pumping really high like Ripple did today, I'm going to show you some methods and tricks I use to pump those coins, trade those pumps and come out with some profit. So that's what today's video is going to be on, and I will be uploading that a little later, maybe around 7 this evening. And another thing I want you guys to check out is digitalcurrencytraders.com. So this is Lumbridge City is the guy that creates this, or Doug, and he's Canadian, and he's a really good guy. He has some courses on here. There's a free course. He's earning $3,000 in Bitcoin, $3,000 worth of Bitcoin a month, free with this method. So check out that course. And then I also recommend checking out his actual lifetime membership and entry into his course and community. This is an amazing course. It's a complete investing course, and you get into the forums and you can learn so much. There's so much good content in his forums. I go there, all the time to check on stuff, and this is, a good source of information and knowledge. So you just click get started, and then you can use my promotion code at checkout. It's in the description of this video right here, high altitude 20. You use the promotion code, and there is a lot of really good content on there. People have been making a lot of money with his methods, and they have been making, just as much, or I don't know where I was going with that. They were making a lot of money with his methods, and I am making a lot of money with his methods, and I teach a lot of the stuff that he teaches. So I highly recommend checking it out. Yeah, and use my promotion code at checkout, high altitude 20, to get 20% off on that course. And it's only $449, and for what you're getting, I've learned more from this course than any other cryptocurrency place on the internet, for this trading place on the internet that I found, except, maybe my own channel, because I find that you guys teach me a lot too. So huge shout out to all of my viewers that are always teaching me stuff so we can all get better at this. And I really, appreciate that type of growth. And thank you guys so much for everything that you have been, doing, and all of the support you've been showing me, all of the donations I've been getting. It means a lot, and it just goes to show that we can all make money here. I helped a guy come out. He was in the whole $20,000 trade, or it was about $23,000. He was in the whole trading, and it was on binary options. And this guy, he was from the Netherlands, but anyways, he had 23,000, and he was in the hole, and he came out 27,000. So he's up into profit out of the hole from switching from binary option trading to Poloniex and cryptocurrency trading. So it's really good to see that type of thing happen. I love to help people make money. I really do. So thank you guys for all the support and for tuning in today. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Wavestop Music is my account on Instagram. Twitter, High Altitude INV. Email me, highaltitudeinvesting@gmail.com. Hop on my website, highaltitude.com, highaltitudeinvesting.com, and you can sign up for my mailing list, and I send out exclusive content on my mailing list on there, so check that out. And yeah, that's basically what I wanted to go over on this little stream for you guys, and expect my video later this evening. Thank you for everybody that tuned in, and stay profitable as always. And you're welcome. Where's my, oh, there's my stream. See you guys.